Hello everybody, it's me, Riffraff Hornhelm, and I'm back again with another presentation from the Dwarven Vault. And today, we have a pre-monster review to make it a little bit easier for all you folks to understand what we're talking about in some of the subsequent reviews. So today, we're going to talk about demons. I know I've been avoiding this subject a little bit because it's so fraught. Up to this point, I've been avoiding this subject a little bit because there's a lot of people out in the greater global community who get upset with D&D, the old satanic panic stuff. But I'm talking about demons from the original Monster Manual, as used with the original, both basic Dungeons & Dragons, but most specifically with first edition D&D. So, or I should say first edition AD&D. Demons make up some of the most interesting opponents in any adventure. They are many and varied, and they're very distinctly different from devils. Easiest way of thinking it is devils are always lawful evil, and demons are always chaotic and evil. They can travel from their home planes to places like Tartarus and Hades and whatnot, but they don't travel in the prime material plane unless summoned or called or gated or something similar to that, up to your DM, of course. But they're nasty. Now, there are some general things we're going to talk about today having to do with demons. Something that pretty much applies to all demons, but it is something that is rather lengthy to go into for every specific review, so this will be a summary on that side. Now, evils being chaotic and evil, it's the rule of the strong over the weak. There is no rule based on intellectual prowess and organization and leadership and so forth. It's all about who can beat up the next weakest demon. So, needless to say, at the very top of the heap in the demon world, they're very, very strong and nasty demons. Now, demons will not willingly serve anyone. They can be constrained to do so through magic, but most importantly, through control of the essence of a demon, which is the demon's amulet. The very nature, soul, and heart, and everything else that really makes up a demon is inside of its amulet. It will not carry the amulet on its own person. It'll have it stashed away somewhere, and if in the course of an adventure you find a demon's amulet, yes, you can use it to summon and control a demon. Great, right? Well, kind of, sort of. Demons, once again, don't want to serve anybody. They have to be constrained to do so by somebody who is stronger than them or is able to threaten their demon amulet. That in itself is not the worst thing in the world. The worst thing in the world is that at some point, once the demon has fulfilled whatever bargain you've made with it, you have to give it back. And then you have to pray that it does not rip you to shreds the instant that you do so. Now, if you're smart with a demon, whatever you do in terms of getting it subjugated such that it will carry out your will, you trapped it in some kind of a geese spell, or you used its amulet, get it done early, give it back to him early, give him a big bonus for whatever you said you were going to do. If you said, yeah, I'm going to turn you loose, you turn him loose with say a couple dozen orc souls or something like that. Something that will make it happy and not come after you right away. Now, happy, of course, is a relative term. How about less unhappy? That might be better. Now, some things to understand about demon amulets, okay? When you use one to control a demon, you can only use it for 24 hours. At the end of 24 hours, it must be returned to the demon. If you kill a demon, typically what you're doing is banishing it back to its own plane, where it has to wait 99 years before it can be summoned back to the prime material plane. So if you banish a demon and it's pissed off, guess what's going to come looking for you in 100 years? Now, that may not bother the average human, but us dwarves and elves, yeah, that could be a problem. Now, in addition to all of this, these amulets are very, very difficult to find. They usually cannot be seen by magical means. Now, all of this, of course, is up to your dungeon master in terms of what they're going to use or not use out of this, or just in whatever way they choose. That's the joy of being a dungeon master. But the amulet, once again, it has to be returned, and if you cut the demon loose and have it do less than what you said you might, or give it lots of extra treasure, maybe it won't hunt you down. Maybe. Possibly. Hey, it could happen. Now, there's plenty of other things that all demons can do, and these are powers that are given at will. Infravision, darkness, teleportation, and gate is something every demon can do. Now, some of the specifics will vary. For instance, in gate, you may only have a very low percentage chance if you're very, a demon that's less powerful, versus one of, say, the demon lords, which has a very high chance of not only gating in additional demons, but also ones that are very, very strong, say type 5 or type 6 demons, something like that. But they all can do this. And of course, really, there are some peculiarities with demons as well in terms of what they can handle damage-wise from various sources. But generally speaking, you're going to need specialized weapons, you're going to need very powerful magic, and be aware that many demons are able to ignore most magic because they're very magic resistant. There are a few things where they take full damage, things like acid and iron weapons, in most cases. Some not so much, still have to have a plus weapon. But there's a number of very minor things in which they take full damage. Most other things they take half or none, mostly half. So that makes you feel better. But obviously it's going to vary quite a bit depending on what the individual demon is. Having said that, all of them have those minor powers, well, pretty major powers, especially the gate one. And of course, they will have a very large reluctance to be in the prime material plane, can only be summoned. You can find them in the astral or ethereal plane. But like being in the prime material plane, even if you kill them there, they still just go back to their home plane. Now, like many demons and devils, the only way you can kill them is to kill them in their home plane. You won't really kill them permanently unless they're slain within their home plane. Cool, huh? Demons are pretty interesting characters. The fact that they're chaotic and evil gives you, as a dungeon master, a super, super big palette of different demon types and engagements and so forth, especially because not only are they possibly working for an enemy that's trying to get you, they may also be working against other demons in order to improve the chances of their moving up the rungs within the hierarchy of demons. Demons are clever. They're once again, very chaotic, so they have a wide variety of ways they can respond to a situation, including even acting good. Say that they were just a misunderstood demon. But of course, if they do that, there'll be something in the end that is aligned with what their desires are, because that's all that really matters to a demon. They're the ultimate selfish, evil character. So that's demons in general. We're going to go through the list in reviews of the different demons that are in the Monster Manual, and those will be coming out at future dates. And eventually we'll move on to devils. And that will mean that the vast, vast majority of the key creatures and so forth within the Monster Manual will have been reviewed by this channel. I know right now I want to, what are we up to now? It's like 170, something like that. So there's a lot out there. If you're curious, please check the archive. My apologies for having been away from the bright lights of the city here for a while, but we've had some internal issues, not the least of which is that I've gone through a couple of annoying illnesses in the last 3, 4 weeks. So, but should be better going forward. So we hope you found this interesting. We hope you're looking forward to the next reviews and that are about demons. But we'll certainly be referencing that in or this video in those reviews, so that you have the background information as needed. In the meantime, like I said, hope you enjoyed. By all means, if you did, please give us a like. Consider subscribing if you haven't. Share with your friends. Leave us a comment. But by all means, come back and see us again real soon. We thank you so much for your very kind support. Take care, everyone, and remember, dwarves rock!